Hey guys, it's Icy Dice, and today I'm going to be doing an ASMR reading of Sonic.exe. Now, I'm not sure exactly why I'm doing this, and of all things, I'm doing this on creepypasta.com because that's where I found the story. And creepypasta.com is one of the worst websites I've ever seen. Look at all these ads. But it shouldn't matter because it should be fairly fun, fairly novel, and fairly weird to do an ASMR reading of Sonic.exe. Now, I want to get right to the story because, for whatever reason, creepypasta.com gave a summary and historical rundown of the story as if we care. Here it is. This looks like the beginning. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had. You guys like the alternation between softly spoken and whispering. I think it's cool. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing. Jesus. I can't even read while I'm going slow. That's embarrassing. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you get to explore the towns in it, until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual, and left. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that, whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though what was weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy this CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc, and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please. Kyle. Well, that was certainly weird, even though Kyle is my best friend. I hadn't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. This is weird front loading. It's implying that he's writing this after the fact, even though, spoiler warning, the narrator dies in this story, so I guess he's writing it as a ghost. Kinda fucking weird. Anyway, I looked at the disc and it looks like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had black marker on it written Sonic.exe, and it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan. Thanks. We couldn't fucking tell. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in, and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome, because like I said earlier, I liked the classics. The first thing I noticed was that the first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start. There was a split second when I saw the title image turned into something much different, something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. Keep in mind, he's about to describe to us in excruciating detail something he saw in a split second. Because this guy, JC the Hyena, the author of the story, doesn't know how to separate narrator omniscience from character ignorance, which is a very important thing. A quick breakdown of that concept is that you as the narrator, or I guess you as the writer, and whatever narrator you implement, knows everything. Obviously they do, because they're the ones telling the story. But the character is not omniscient. They're not a god. They have natural human limitations to their knowledge. But JC the Hyena doesn't fucking know this principle. So you're gonna notice that the character knows a lot of bullshit that he really shouldn't. That's okay though. It's actually not okay. I don't know why I said that. Fuck this story. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rusted and ruined, the Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666, and the water had turned red, like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic. But the freakiest thing that was in that split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding, with two glowing red dots staring right at me. That's my ASMR impression of yelling, and his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it. God damn, I'm already getting bored. How about I start speed running this reading? I start speed reading. I'm gonna try it. It's gonna be a little bit weird in my ASMR voice, but let's go for it. After it cut to black, it'd stay like that for about 10 seconds or so, and then another weird thing happened. The saves file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up, and I was like, what the fuck? What's this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, then I noticed something off. The background was a dark, cloudy sky of the bad start at a speedway level from Sonic.exe. Why the fuck are you referencing other video games in your creepypasta? That's fucking weird, and it's jarring. And there was only 3 save files. The music, that was Creepy Caverns of Winter's music from Earthbound, only it was extended. It seemed to have been in reverse, and the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're just on is just a red static for all 3 files. What freaked me out more was that the character select, it showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure that something was up. Jesus fucking Christ. Dr. Robotnik is a playable character. That's the only significant signal that something is up. This guy's a fucking detective. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game? This guy is asking all the important questions. That's when I realized that this game wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy, but as a smart gamer, this guy's a fucking genius gamer, okay? I wasn't scared, or at least I tried not to be. Never mind, this guy's a fucking 6-year-old. I told myself that it was just a hacked game and there's nothing wrong with that anyway. Shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked up file 1 and chose Tails, and when I selected and got started, the game froze for about 5 seconds and I heard a creepy pixelated laugh. What the fuck is a creepy pixelated laugh? How is a sound pixelated? Jesus fucking Christ. That sounded an awful lot like Kefka from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more, then it showed the typical level title thing, except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text showed only Hill Act 1. The screen faded in, and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different, though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. I'm choking on shit. Anyway, I started playing and had I'm sorry. And had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones very slowly as I keep going. Jesus Christ. My throat is already dry. Oh my god, the run-on sentences. I'm dying. Somebody give me a drink. I suddenly saw something and I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals laying dead on the ground. Oh no. That was when the music started to slow down. Wait a minute. I thought that it was slowing down over here. The music started to lower down into slow deep tones. Now it's telling us it's slowing down again. No, it's starting to slow down. That was when the music started to slow down. Make up your fucking mind, story. Is it starting to slow down here or here? Can we get some consistency, please? Okay. As you guys know, this is a bullshit story, but we're gonna get through it anyway. Let's see, where was I? Okay, the screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more, then it showed the typical level title thing. Oh, here we are. I don't know why I scrolled down like that and lost my place. That was pretty stupid of me. As he kept moving, Jesus, I can't read. I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowered and he moved past more dead animals, more dead animals, more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like somebody killed them. Yes, that's what dead means, killed. In rather gruesome ways, a squirrel was hanged on a tree with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all four of his limbs. How do you know it was a him? Nice gendering. It's pretty fucking insensitive. Had all four of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there were no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped, and I still kept Tails to continue. I still kept Tails to continue? Fucking what? After a minute passed, after the music stopped, Tails was running a bell, and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. It wasn't until I saw why. What? Fucking what? This is disorienting as shit. This isn't English. This is something else. Sonic was there, on the other side of the screen. Oh fuck, this is actually hurting my throat. We're just gonna read the good parts. I am so sorry. That foreboding feeling in my gut was no, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Jesus, my computer's trying to get me away from this bullshit. It's trying to drag me to other pages. Suddenly, I began having a growing feeling of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like in that title image. Thought there wasn't a smile. Thought there wasn't a smile. So was there a smile and you were just mistaken? I don't understand. Or, more probable, this is just another typo. Because there's no fucking editing in this story. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" Okay. It says hide and seek, gets teleported. Guess fucking what? More, this is a walking simulator. Somehow JC the hyena turned a story into a walking simulator. How does that fucking happen? How do you do that? How do you fuck up that badly? Jesus Christ. This, let's see. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene, the music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and started crying for 15 seconds. Oddly specific. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. Fucking pussy. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in the horror. How do you start crying because Tails is crying? That actually has to be some of the most bitch-made shit I've ever heard in my life. Blood started to come down those blackened eyes. Oh no, blood. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black, and there was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. Okay, this pasta is so fucking bitch made. It's not even courageous enough to describe the scene where Tails gets eviscerated. It just tells us that it cuts to black. And do you want to know what it does? Do you want to know what it does? Now there's Knuckles. It's Knuckles. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid just like Tails did. Now it's Knuckles. And do you want to know what happens after that? You want to know what happens after that? It's another fucking walking simulator. Then after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. How is this any fucking different from what Tails did when he saw all the dead animals and all the blood on the ground of the other stage? I don't fucking understand. This is just repetitive. This is repetitive as shit. Okay. Let me not pop a blood vessel. That would be terrible. Okay. Anyway, red static came. See, this is how fucking even the story's bored. It says anyway, right? The transition from this paragraph to this paragraph is fucking anyway. You know what the word anyway is used for? It's when people are transitioning from something uninteresting. This story acknowledges that it's fucking boring. Let's see. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles like a fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, I guess. It's nothing personal, kid. Why? Where am I going? Why is the page? Stop that. The page started loading. See, my computer is fucking up. My computer's tripping out. It's trying to get me off this page. My computer's trying to save me and my sanity from decay. Okay? Okay, and then in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles and the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. See, it's just fucking boring. So let's get to the part where Robotnik dies. This time I was in some kind of hallway, didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways very slowly, blah blah blah. Bullshit purple prose about the environment. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Knuckles and Tails did. What a badass. He's not even scared. But he did have a suspicious look about his face, as if he was a bit paranoid. He did a little animation where I just left him standing. He turned his head to the left and then to the right at least twice and then shrugs at me. Sigma Robotnik over here, not giving a shit about the demonic Sonic. Demonic Sonic, that's a cool rhyme. Anyway, let's see. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, see, it's fucking bullshit. It's a walking simulator, okay? This story is a walking simulator. Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik the same way he did Knuckles, and then red static. The red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then it showed me a most unpleasant image. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness where you can only see his face while his head and torso faded into black. And when I say hyper-realistic, I mean he looked like so real. You could actually see the lines in his blue fur, as if you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen. His face, oh god, he had the most horrifying smile I had ever seen, and that's saying something considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes are wide and black and once more crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic. And there were two small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me. We're just fucking describing the same features that have already been established for Sonic 5 fucking times in this story already. I need some goddamn therapy. I need a chiropractor. Let's see. I stared at the gruesome image for a good 30 seconds. How boring. Okay, here he does the line. Let's read him doing the line. It went back to the image again, except this time there was the text again, though it was messed up. But it was pretty much one of the most horrifying things I looked at since I had this game. I am God. It's not very horrifying unless you're deeply religious. But here's like an interesting thought. This guy is apparently deeply religious, right? The character, because, apparently the words "I am God" is terrifying to him. I'm guessing because it's blasphemous or whatever, coming from fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. But you have to wonder, who is this guy's God? Because in the story Sonic.exe, he almost kind of worships Sonic. Like his entire personality revolves around Sonic. He gets horrified to the point of wetting his pants like a fucking baby when Sonic characters get distorted and killed, right? So you almost have to wonder, is his god Sonic the fucking Hedgehog? And is he terrified because Sonic.exe, the weird demonic bloody-eyed Sonic, is committing blasphemy by claiming to be God? And even taking the image of Sonic, right? Is that also a part of the blasphemy? Is that a part of the horror? Is this secretly a story about a cult dedicated to Sonic the fucking Hedgehog that this protagonist is a part of? And he can't stand the thought of his deity Sonic the Hedgehog being mimicked by Sonic.exe. You have to wonder if that's like a secret plot hidden, between the lines. I think I might be onto something. Somebody make like a theory about that. Somebody call game theory. I have no idea. Okay, this Sonic was a monster, a pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, are all just his little toys. And the very game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, not a metaphorical split second, an actual one, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open. This is just the soy Wojak. This is just Sonic.exe soying the fuck out. Screed screeching loudly with his mouth wide open. I didn't know Sonic.exe was a soy beta. Okay. To an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again. What do you mean, literally spiraling abyss? What else would you mean? Figuratively? What the fuck is a figurative spiraling abyss of pure darkness? Okay, whatever. And check out this bullshit, okay? I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and I cried for a bit. This guy is so fucking emotionally invested in fictional fucking characters. The horror of this story is that fictional fucking characters that this guy worships are getting tortured. Jesus Christ. This guy would actually probably die if he had to play Silent Hill or any other horror game. After I sat there for about 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic. Jesus Christ. I opened Inspect Element so that I could literally delete this story from this page. How embarrassing. That's how terrible this is. Alright, I guess we have to read the final line. We can't just avoid it. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with bloodstains under its eyes. Dun dun dun. The twist, the end, the shock reveal is that there's a fucking Sonic plushie behind him. Are you not entertained? I need like an aspirin. I have a fucking headache after this. I didn't even read the whole story. I just skimmed over it and I'm fucking dying. My skull is collapsing in on itself. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I might see you guys in the next video. I might just drop dead after this. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.